my dear friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. In today's video we have some new details for The Mandalorian Season 3, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and more. Before we dive into it guys, I once again want to plug my second channel, Meg's Cantina. That is where I post my Star Wars music mixes. All of the music is by yours truly, and I mostly do renditions of John Williams' amazing scores from across the Skywalker saga. So go and check it out. The link to my second channel is down there in the description. So no more jibber jabber, let's dive straight into it. So we begin with an amazing casting update for The Mandalorian Season 3. The Hollywood Reporter have confirmed that the legendary Christopher Lloyd has joined the cast for the upcoming third season. His role is currently unknown, but we will come on to who he might be playing in just a moment. The actor is best known for his role as Doc Brown in the Back to the Future franchise, but he's also been in so many other iconic roles across the last 5 decades. The Hollywood Reporters say that character details for his role are being kept, quote, locked in the trunk of the DeLorean. A little fun play on words there. But he has been described as an important guest star in the series. Now let's talk about the possibilities. The other day, Making Star Wars revealed that The Mandalorian Season 3 will involve the various Mandalorian clans coming together in the living waters under the mines of Mandalore for Din Djarin's purification ritual, and in that sequence, they describe 2 crusty old men who are going to be the leaders of oppositional Mandalorian forces, leaders that have to come together reluctantly, and these men are Mandalorian sages, elders that act as keepers of their respective clans' traditions, and it's very possible that Christopher Lloyd is portraying one of these old men. And outside of the Mandalore plot, others have posited the idea that he might be working on the side of the Imperial Remnant. We recently had rumours of more cloning tanks, very similar to the ones that we saw in Chapter 12, that are part of Palpatine's contingency. And for all we know, if Lloyd's character is going to be part of that, he might be playing a proto-Snoke, someone who Moff Gideon answers to. To this extent, Lloyd could be playing a sort of mutant clone, an early version of what will eventually be used as an example of a host body for Palpatine. And some fans have suggested that since Lucasfilm are sprinkling elements of Zahn's trilogy in the Mandoverse, he could be playing a sort of Joruus C'baoth character. I very much doubt this, but anything is possible. For all we know, he could just be a side character, but I doubt this because he's a high-profile actor, and the HR hint that he is a guest star of importance. My money is on him being a Mandalorian elder, but time will tell. So now that we're coming up to the end of March, we also know that The Mandalorian Season 3 is wrapping up filming very soon, and the Ahsoka series goes into production next month, so undoubtedly we're going to be hearing more leaks, rumours and reports for both of these shows. Great Scott, it's an amazing time to be a Star Wars fan. And with that said guys, let's move on to our next topic. We actually have even more news for Obi-Wan Kenobi, notably some new details for Darth Vader in one sequence that's going to make Star Wars Rebels fans like myself very happy indeed. And appropriately, I was rewatching Twilight of the Apprentice again yesterday. Now, if you're confused about what I'm talking about, let's dive straight into this leak. So, according to Making Star Wars, one of the coolest things that's going to happen in the Kenobi series is Darth Vader's mask cracking open to show us a true fragment of Anakin beneath. Obi-Wan's Padawan turned monster. They say a question they're continually asked about the Kenobi series is if we're going to see Darth Vader's mask bust open by Obi-Wan Kenobi during their duels. Well, according to their sources, who showed them the Inquisitor lightsabers and other things from the series, they can answer with an emphatic yes. Darth Vader will have his mask broken open in the limited series by Obi-Wan himself, and Anakin is going to look at Obi-Wan with his own eye one last time. Their sources did not give them any details about how the mask is cracked open, but presumably it's like what Ahsoka did in Star Wars Rebels. And the effect this is going to have on the audience cannot be understated. We're going to see Hayden Christensen beneath, as we see a glimpse of Anakin Skywalker, now corrupted by the dark side, as Darth Vader. Making Star Wars were also told that it took a long time to get the mask right. It took a few passes on the prototype to show the right amount of Hayden Christensen without showing too much, and conversely, not revealing enough. But in the end, they got it right, and we're gonna see that in the Kenobi show. So we're not just gonna get Anakin in flashbacks, we're also gonna see a glimpse of Hayden Christensen beneath the mask in the current timeline. I think we all expected to see Darth Vader helmetless in the back-to-tank sequences, but this is going to be during during one of their duels where Obi-Wan is going to slice off part of Vader's helmet, and we do see Darth Vader's piercing eye with the glimmer of Anakin Skywalker somewhere lost in that rage, anger and pain. And what they also say that's going to be evident is not only how much Obi-Wan has suffered since Order 66, but also how Vader is now more machine than man, something Obi-Wan points out to Luke in Return of the Jedi. And this sequence is really going to put it into perspective for Obi-Wan that he lost his apprentice. He's going to see his eyes beneath the mask, and even though it's Vader now and not Anakin, Obi-Wan Kenobi is reminded of what he's lost. So it does sound like while it's going to be a badass scene, it's also going to be bleak and emotionally tragic, a recurring sentiment throughout this show. So when you really think about it, they've used Hayden Christensen for 3 different purposes within this series. Suited up and helmeted Darth Vader, the terrifying Dark Lord of the Sith. We're also going to see Hayden as Anakin in flashback sequences to the Clone Wars, and also this other side of Vader that's less static and more in action. It's Vader at full rage, using his lightsaber and fighting against Obi-Wan Kenobi, with of course the caveat that we do see half of his face. So that is going to be really interesting, and this half-helmeted Vader, where half of his face is exposed, is really going to change the character a little bit, because naturally you'd assume that Vader in this sense is a bit more raw, he's more vulnerable. A part of him is exposed, and not just to any Force user or Jedi, it's to his former master Obi-Wan Kenobi, who knows Anakin's psyche and understands him better than most. And that is the side that's really fascinating, and because the show is meant to be tragic, I hope we also see some of Vader's broken psyche. Not just the anger, but the loneliness, the pain and the regret. The fact that Obi-Wan, according to the rumors, is going to throw Padme in his face and remind Vader of what he's lost. It'll be interesting to see how Vader responds. And I would love nothing more than a flashback to Natalie Portman as Padme. But we've heard nothing on that front, and at this stage I'm gonna say it's probably unlikely. But we do have so many things in the show that we know about that I am anticipating a great deal. I can't wait for this show, just over 2 months away, and of course we're still waiting for the full trailer, which some people think is going to drop in April, with others claiming it's probably going to be on May the 4th. Time will tell, we do not know yet. But with that said, my dear friends, that brings us to the end of this Star Wars news update. If you enjoyed this one, you know what to do. Show me some love with a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and a massive welcome if you are. And as I say, go and check out my second channel, Meg's Cantina. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. But until the next one, my dear friends, may the Force be with you always. I'm Star Wars Meg. Have a good one.